as I have seen one attorney. So robes are for court. In the Family and Children Division, attorneys are not required to wear robes in open court hearings to promote a conciliatory approach. So again, it's supposed to be a less intimidating environment, so you are not required to wear your robes for those matters, right? You're familiar with this case? The narrow neck suit. So again, in terms of befitting the dignity of the court did hold that, that type of suit, the narrow neck suit, is appropriate and befitting the dignity of the court, right? So just before the matter, Tom spilled coffee on his shirt and hurriedly tried to clean it up before addressing the court. The stain now spread to a larger area on the shirt. His worship greyhound noticed Tom's stained white shirt with the collar crimpled and partially unbuttoned as the button came off when he was trying to clean it. His worship greyhound stopped him immediately and refused to allow him to address the court further. Despite this, Tom angrily interjected, attempting to justify his appearance. A 10-minute rant about young attorneys no longer respecting the court then ensued, and his worship greyhound proceeded to adjourn the matter. What should Tom have done differently, or what would you have done differently in that situation? After the matter be stood down. Okay. Anything else? He don't want to hear you. Do you think the judge was also wrong in not listening to the explanation? Yeah? Maybe. So you would ask the matter to be stood down so that you could get yourself together. Yeah? Sometimes, too, for instance, if you're in in-person court, we've had those challenges and you have to become familiar with the jargon of the court. So in a situation like that, when you're not appropriately attired, the court is going to say, I can't hear you. And then you are going to start shouting. And then the court will continue saying, I can't hear you, counsel. And so usually back in the day, someone would tug your robes or whatever and indicate to you, well, the court can't hear you because you're not appropriately attired, right? So for instance, I remember in Court of Appeal, when I was a Judicial Research Counsel, an attorney got up in a green suit, no robes, no bands, attempting to address the court. And the panel was actually discussing some matters, and they continued to ignore her. She continued trying to get their attention until one of the judges just turned to the mic and said, sit down! So those embarrassing things can happen if you're not appropriately attired. And then there was the 10-minute rant about attorneys not knowing how to be properly dressed and so on that happened in that instance, right? So some of your takeaways from this session should be to dress properly when you go to court, maintain your own personal integrity and dignity in terms of your interactions with clients. Do not take on matters if you know, one, you don't have the competence to deal with the matter. If the matter, you may think, for instance, you may want to participate in the matter, you may want to learn, then reach out to a senior attorney who may have more experience that you may refer the client to, but you may still assist in the matter, so you can have that opportunity to learn. So when you're coming to court and you don't just show up on the link, especially as you all are newly minted, the court is not going to be familiar with your faces and so on. So you start by introducing yourself as, may it please the court, I am so-so-so, and I appear for the applicant, right? So don't take it for granted sometimes that you may have appeared before a particular judge. It's also important for the record of the court as well that you identify yourself when you're speaking. It also makes it easier for our court reporters when they have to prepare a transcript of the matter as well, that you have identified yourself. So judges are directly addressed as my lord and my ladies, or my lady, as the case may be, and indirectly as your lordships. So if, for instance, if the court disagrees with a point that you are making, what would be your response? Just guided? Guided? That's all? Guided what? Guided my lord, guided my lady, right? And when you become much more senior in the profession, you will hear some of the senior attorneys say, as your lordships pleases, right? But you're not too young to be telling them as they please, right? You will continue to be guided, right? A master of the High Court is referred to as master, and magistrates are referred to directly as your worship, and of course indirectly as his or her worship. The registrar, myself, and my assistant registrars, we are referred to as registrar, right? So when you all are sending those wonderful emails, not because your CD email came from Deputy Registrar Kimitria Gray, you're going to write Dear Kimitria, right? Ms. Gray is not your friend. And even if she is, once you're in a matter of practice, even if it is you know the person who you're writing to, once you're writing official correspondence to the court, address persons appropriately, because you don't know where those correspondence may eventually have to go, right? Opposing counsel is usually referred to as my friend, yes. No, if they're senior, then you would say senior, yeah, right? But otherwise, it's my friend. Yeah. Right, so this is another thing. Now, one of the things, the advantages I would say that came with COVID and virtual sittings is that matters are no longer just all set for 9 o'clock and you're all there sitting all day waiting. Now, matters are generally scheduled, in different time slots, right? So some of this may not be relevant when it comes to those kinds of sittings, but usually in the old-time days, pre-COVID, once you're in court and all the matters are set for 9, you allow senior to ask for their matters to be called first. So even though you may have been presented with the court list and you see that your matter is number 1, if there's a senior attorney in the room, you allow that person to call their matters first. That's part of the profession and the courtesy that you extend to senior in the court, right? Junior attorneys should not attempt to address the court before their senior counterparts. This should only be done in exceptional circumstances, but permission must be sought before doing this, right? It's a matter of courtesy and respect. Right, so in terms of writing to the court, you do not write to the judge directly. If you have a particular grievance, you write to the registrar, or in the case of the district court, you write to the magistracy registrar. And of course, sometimes you can, if you have a particular concern, you can direct the email to the judicial team's email as well, right? Right, so attorney at law shall maintain a respectful attitude towards the court and shall not engage in discourteous conduct. So again, with the virtual sittings, you have to be very mindful of when your mic is on or when your mic is off. We've had instances, and it's actually captured in a judgment, where the attorney thought the mic was off and made some very disparaging comments about the judge to their client. So avoid making those comments generally, and certainly if you are navigating the virtual platform, you ensure that your mic is off before you do something silly, all right? The attorney shall not engage in undignified or discourteous conduct, which is degrading to the court or his profession. So of course you can assert yourself if you feel, for instance, the court is not understanding your point of view, but understand too that you may be wrong. And so, there's a certain level of, of pushback that you should give. If, of course, you realize that you're not getting any way with the court is not minded you, again, you say that you're guided, and you move on, right? So don't get into any confrontations with the judge or magistrate or registrar, as the case might be. So that's it. You all think you're ready? No? So what did he wouldn't do with you for the 2 years? We were readying you for 2 years. Yes, but of course there's a lot to learn still. You know, you'd have just gotten the foundation, the building blocks, the research skills, the analytical thinking skills developed over the last 2 years. But now you get to put it into practice. As they say, it's a practice. I know wherever you end up, I will always say try to make the profession proud, make yourselves proud. Relish each of these moments. I mean, it's only once it's going to happen, so enjoy your day tomorrow to the fullest. When I see you in November, we'll have a good time at the very official function, at which there is no reception, I remind you. Yeah, back in the day, we used to have reception and thing, but you know, times are much different, and the public purse isn't as expansive. Yeah. So thank you all for being attentive. I hope you all have learned something, and you all don't give us too much trouble when you come to be admitted to the bar. Yes? Morning. In your Saturday, to what? You should mention it, yes. Yeah? Huh? But you have to do a statutory declaration generally. So in that declaration, you have to say whether you've been charged with any offense, etc. So that's an offense. Yes. Offenses. Mm-hmm. Uh-huh. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. If it's too much, you'll have too many tickets. Any other questions? All right, so thank you all, and enjoy the rest of your day.
Thanks. Good morning, everyone. On behalf of Hugh Wooding Law School, it is my privilege to propose a vote of thanks on this occasion. My heart is filled with lots of gratitude and respect for our distinguished guest, Mr. Raymond Roberts. Thank you, sir, for taking the time to come here and give us a very commendable talk on the subject. And thanks for clearing up all the concepts about being called to the bar. Thank you very much, sir.
Coming. A lot of you all were late. This cannot happen tomorrow, please. Right? All right. Is Ms. Pear? Okay. All right. So we have, just let me give you an idea of what we're going to be doing. Now we are trying to get you all out as soon as possible. So if you, do what we say, we will be out of here quickly, right? All right. So the first thing, we're going outside. Yes? Or are we calling them to go outside? I just want to make sure we're doing it logistically. Right, so they should be outside. Yeah. Okay, so which exit we're using? We're using the exit to the foyer, right? Which is right there. Okay, so we are on the mezzanine. It's on the mezzanine. So yeah, I have it. Yeah. So call them out then. Let them go out. Paula, Miss Pear, come. No, wait. No, let's decide exactly what we're doing first. Okay, so Okay, so I'm going to call your names in the order that they're going to be called tomorrow, and you follow Miss Pear for me, all right? The persons who are not here, they will have to fit in line if they come tomorrow. If not, then they will have to go at the back of the line, all right? So,
All ushers over on that side.
okay. All right, so let's go. Now, this is the part as well that when you hear me call your name, if I'm calling it wrong, if I'm pronouncing it wrong, at the end of the rehearsal, you need to come to see me, right? So that we'll make sure I pronounce it right tomorrow. All right? So as I call your name, you follow Miss Pear. Watch your step when you're going up and down, please. Okay. All right, Miss Mtaj Cave, are you here? Okay, I will just keep calling, okay? Rhea Harris. Rhea is here, I saw her. Rhea Harris, Joshana Hopkinson, Akita Kingston, Angelina Ramlal, go, yes. Faith Beckles, Akila Best, Tara Devines. Tara's here? Y'all are hearing me over there, right? Akish Hira, Chanel Hyacinth, Alcatz Joseph, Michaela Miguel, Aaron Morales, Ashley Motilal, Samantha Olivier, Amanda Perry, Sandhya Ramran, Ramkumari Ramdas, Ramkumari, right. Devi Ramnarayan, Olive Stevenson Clark, Wayne Abbott, Sarah Abdul, Nalisha Adams, Marie Claude Alexander, Sasha Ali, Samir Ali, Emerald Alves, Vanessa Andrews, Ariel Archibald, Avin Badri Maraj, Tracy Baichan, Anasha Baksh, Shiva Baliram, Hershal Barker, Zoan Barlow, Oyenola Barrow, Ashray Batson, Kelly Bihari, Christopher Belfield, Hadia Benjamin, Candice Bernard, Shanice Besson, Reshma Bharat, Kellyanne Blackman, Naturi Bob, Kiara Boyce, Maya Braffett, Janelle Brewster, Paula Brewster, Tiffany Carrington, Hema Cassie, Christian Chandler, Jerome Charles, Precious Charles, Aaron Tunising, Sean Codrington, Kaylee Daniel, Kamla David, Karina David, Tyreek Davis, Special Dazzle, Daryl D'Souza, Dana Dare, Ovani Debadine, Brianna Deonarine, Ishara Deopasad, Suan Deosaran, Makeda Derrick, Anna Olivia Devonish, Marissa Diaz, Vashni Dipchan, Alexander Dolsing, Rayon Doris, Sharissa Kirtley Dottin, Padma Dubaraj, Leanne Earl, Tanya Elliott, Victor Furman, Adam Fernandez, Mylene Findlay Saunders, Kevon Malik Forbes, Kenneth Fortune, Kenneth Fortune, Alyssa Francis, Solange Francis, Chelsea Fraser, Chrislan Fraser, Rachel Fraser, Samantha Frost, Delissa Gaskin, Errol Gaskin, Shalini Gaya, Ima George, Danielle Giddings, Amoy Gilding-Bone, Akinola Goodrich, Megan Gopal Singh, Jada Gordon, Sharivon Graham Moore, am I saying that right? She's here? She's not here. Say, Sharivon Graham Moore, thanks. Joel Green, Jamila Griffin, Subhash Hansraj, Roshad Haricharan, Rihanna Hari, Daran Hiralal, Nakia Henville, Tennille Hills, Courtney Holder, Omar Hopi, Barbara Eiffel, Andre Jagnandan, Cassandra Jaikaran, Marianne Jamuna, Dalanjo Lewis, Ranel Johnson, Hannah Jones, John Luke Julian. The cards are in there. But yeah, the cards for the card reader. But who is doing it? Look at in the envelope there. They're in order. Kevin Peter Julian, Melissa Jupiter, Jade Kennedy, Jonelle King, Kayla King James, Krishna Krishnan, Chantal Lake, Vivek Darwin Lachman, Akeem Lopez, Japta Lord, Khalifa Lovelace, Tyrell Mahabir, Amanda Mahabir Singh, Nirupa Mahadeo, Shania Maraj, Anuradha Manak, Abigail Manbod, Ciara Caitlin Majat Singh, Phoenix Mark, Mia Maskal, Amanda Mitchell, Malena Mohammed, Nishad Mohammed, Reza Mohammed, Safia Mohammed, Shania Mohammed, Tariq Mohammed, Regine Mondesir, Adrian Moreno, Tashal Morris, Carissa Motley, Danesha Monroe, Chelsea Nanlal, Dariel Neptune, Chanel Noel, Cassidy Nurse, Sophia Omawale Lewis, Nika Onua, yeah, Nicholas Passad, Michonne Passad, Shania Passad, Dushanek Peters, Dexter Plant, Candisha Plas, am I saying that right? I'm saying it right? Okay. Ariel Palaya, Margaret Pollard, Hailey Prescott, Melissa Prime, Crystal Proverbs, Brandon Ragunanan, Anju Ramkisoon, Liana Ramkisoon, Alvaro Ramuta, Annalisa Ramsaran, Chanel Reyes, Jerome Richardson, Michael Rivera, Adam Roberts, Jermaine Roberts, Jerissa Rodney, Adana Romeo, Daniel Rowe, Letitia Samru, Nahanda Samuel, Nikhil Sanchez, Sean Sanchez, Nicholas Sant, Mikhail Sau, Renee Scotland, Georgia Singh, Kimberly Singh, Simone Singh, Abigail Sisnet, Anthea Smith, Melissa Smith, Tariq Smith, Candace Solomon, Mohani Sudama, Malcolm Superville, Adia Tilak Singh, Orlando Thompson, Raven Tyson Edwards, Renee Umaid, Shireen Van Genderen Stanton, Shireen, did I pronounce that right? Sharon Van Genderen Stanton, right. Sydney Walker, Tatiana Walters, Afisha Williams, Joy Williams, Lamar Williams, Jamari Wilson, Leanne Marie Young. Okay, something is wrong here. Just 1 second, okay? Darwin. Yeah. Natalie, you'll miss pages in this thing. I don't have the last, I don't have the last few pages.
Miss Pages?
Yeah.
Miss Pages in your stuff?
No. Yes. So bring one for me. Yes, bring one for me, please. Hello.
Yeah, no, come back.
Bring one. Yes, the last few pages missing.
She forgot the pages.
Just bring one. You have one?
Yeah,
Bring one for me now.
I'll be call on night.
Yes, Natalie.
All right, I'm coming.
Okay.
I'm not hearing you, no, it's breaking up.
Okay. You hearing me now? Okay. Okay. Yeah. Just hold on 1 second, people. So who's gonna do the card reader? It's here. That's the podium, yeah. Not necessarily, but it's in that general area. It'll be a little closer to the stage. Yeah. A little closer to the right, the edge of the stage. What? Why what? Why what? What? All of them? So no, but it's 206 people supposed to be on this. Are there anybody there who is supposed to graduate and their name I didn't call? No? Okay. All right, so we can go all outside now. It does not have 206 names here. Just now, just give me 1 second. Natalie.
So I was just calling them. Yeah, I was just calling them out. But
So
they
they
were
can
all
come in
lined
now.
up, right?
Yeah, they can come in now. Just now. I think they're coming down this way.
things here.
But they won't be here tomorrow.
No. Let's leave a space for if somebody's absent. Okay, so hold on. You're going to leave the space for the person in front or behind you who isn't here. When you heard the name called, you all remember that?
Yeah.
Okay, so just sit now in the order in which you're coming in.
Okay.
So
Okay.
don't leave the spaces today.
Oh,
Tomorrow you're going to have to leave the space. So tomorrow, you're going right now.
move down an extra one so somebody could look over the end. Or can you move down 2 seats instead of 1?
No, this not supposed to be space today.
I know.
No, he has
You know
to.
that I have
He
to.
needs.
Yeah. So you will end up at the end.
One, two, yes. Mic check one. Mic check 1, 2. 1, 2. Mic check 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. Yeah. Mic check 1, 2. I don't have my headset, okay? I don't have my headset. Just-
What is this? Wait, this. This could have been.
Is there any way that we can adjust from like right here so that if there are like places that persons are missing also we could just move down? Okay.
Go out in order. Because I'm not going through this again. Yeah, they're going out in order.
No, he just came from the airport.
Excuse me. Excuse me.
One, two.